2,000 years ago, a maze so massive it made the pyramids look small, vanished without a trace. Ancient historians swore it was real, 3,000 hidden chambers. But today, nothing. Buried, forgotten, or covered up? In 2008, scientists scanned beneath the sands, and what they found should have made global headlines. But no one's talking about it. This isn't myth. This is the story of the greatest ancient structure we were never meant to find. To grasp the scale of the labyrinth, we turn to Herodotus, the father of history. In the 5th century BC, he claimed to have seen the labyrinth himself and was left awestruck. He wrote that it surpassed even the pyramids, a claim almost unimaginable today. Herodotus described 12 covered courtyards, all enclosed by a massive wall and 3,000 chambers, half above, half below ground. He was allowed to explore the upper levels, filled with painted reliefs and hieroglyphs, but the subterranean chambers were strictly off-limits. Egyptian guides told him those lower chambers held the tombs of kings and sacred crocodiles. Herodotus placed the labyrinth near the lake of Moeris, opposite the city of crocodiles, today's Fayum Oasis. His account painted the labyrinth as part administrative center, part religious monument, and part royal necropolis. It was a symbol of unity and power, built to last for eternity. But his words also deepened the mystery. What secrets were hidden below and why so fiercely guarded? Herodotus wasn't just describing a building, he was describing a vault for Egypt's greatest secrets. His testimony has fueled explorers' imaginations for millennia, and it all began with one man's journey down the Nile. Herodotus wasn't alone. Other ancient historians echoed his awe, adding details to the legend. Diodorus Siculus described the labyrinth's splendor and its role as a meeting place for Egypt's rulers, each province funding its own ornate section. Strabo, visiting centuries later, described bewildering halls and passages, impossible to navigate without a guide. Pliny the Elder, though he never saw it, confirmed its complexity and spoke of massive stonework. These independent accounts elevate the labyrinth from myth to historical puzzle. All point to the Fayum Oasis and a building of unparalleled size and complexity. Their writings form a chorus across centuries, insisting something extraordinary once stood there. They provide the X on the treasure map, giving modern explorers confidence they're chasing something real. For 2,000 years, the labyrinth was a phantom. Until Flinders Petrie arrived in the late 1800s. Petrie, a meticulous archaeologist, focused on Hawara, guided by ancient texts. He excavated the pyramid of Amenemhat III, linking it to the labyrinth's location. South of the pyramid, he found a vast field of stone debris, evidence of a colossal structure. Petrie unearthed foundations, granite columns, and architraves, concluding he'd found the labyrinth's remains. But it was in ruins, systematically dismantled over centuries, its stones repurposed. For Petrie, the mystery was solved. The labyrinth was real, but destroyed. For decades, this was the final word. Yet questions lingered. Could such a massive structure truly be erased? Petrie's work laid the foundation for future searches, but the story was far from over. It was the beginning of a new chapter in the hunt. The story took a dramatic turn in 2008, when Egyptian and Belgian researchers brought ground-penetrating radar to Hawara. This technology revealed what Petrie couldn't see, a complex grid of anomalies deep beneath the sand. The scans showed a highly organized pattern of walls and chambers, matching ancient descriptions of a labyrinth. It was the first modern evidence that a massive, intact structure might still exist underground. The Mataha expedition's reports suggested Petrie had only scratched the surface. The real labyrinth was buried below. Multiple layers of construction, vertical walls, and deep passages aligned perfectly with Herodotus's account. Suddenly, the idea of vast underground rooms seemed plausible. But after a brief public presentation, the findings were suppressed, sparking speculation and conspiracy theories. Why keep such a discovery quiet? Whatever the reason, the secret was out. The 2008 scans reignited the search, transforming the labyrinth from legend to tangible target. The echoes from below had spoken, hinting at something immense still waiting in the dark. The hunt was back on. With ancient texts and modern scans, why not excavate? The answer is as complex as the labyrinth itself. The main obstacle: water. The site sits near a high water table, making deep excavation a flooding nightmare. Any dig risks destroying artifacts and destabilizing the site. Pumping water is costly and could damage the environment and ruins. Bureaucratic hurdles add to the challenge. Permits, funding, and international cooperation are all required. New technologies like satellite imaging offer hope, mapping the labyrinth's extent without digging. The challenge now isn't finding it, but figuring out how to safely set it free. The buried giant remains imprisoned, but our technological keys are getting better. Why build such a colossal maze? Theories abound. Most believe it was a grand administrative and ceremonial center, uniting Egypt's 12 provinces. The labyrinth was a physical symbol of national unity and centralized power, built by Amenemhat III. Another theory, it was a sacred archive, a stone library protecting Egypt's deepest knowledge, religious texts, records, even prophecies. The maze itself was a security system guarding secrets from outsiders. A third idea, the labyrinth, was a ritual puzzle, mirroring the soul's journey through the underworld. Navigating its passages was a spiritual test, a place of transformation for priests and pharaohs. Its confusing layout and darkness were intentional, designed for profound rites. The labyrinth was not just a building, but a spiritual machine, a gateway between worlds. Its true purpose may have been all these things at once. Who built the labyrinth? Herodotus claimed it was a joint effort by 12 kings, a monument to their alliance. This fits the 12 courtyards, each king overseeing his own, competing in craftsmanship. Mainstream scholars, however, credit Amenemhat III, with the 12 representing Egypt's provinces. Regardless, the labyrinth was tied to kingship and the afterlife. Ancient writers said the underground levels held royal tombs, a collective necropolis. If true, the chambers could hold multiple pharaohs' burials, a staggering archaeological prize. The real treasure would be the knowledge, texts, records, and secrets of Egypt's Middle Kingdom. The stories of 12 kings may be symbolic, but the secrets they guarded could be very real. Today, the Lost Labyrinth is no longer just a myth. It's a tangible target. Herodotus and Strabo gave us the map, Petrie the location, and radar scans a glimpse beneath the sands. We are closer than ever to solving this ancient mystery. The evidence is overwhelming. Something enormous and complex lies buried at Hawara. Water and bureaucracy remain obstacles, but technology is advancing. One day, a team may finally break through, revealing a world sealed for 2,000 years. Will it be an administrative center, a sacred library, or the tombs of kings? To find the labyrinth intact would be a discovery rivaling Tutankhamun's tomb. The desert holds its secrets, but not forever. The echoes from below are calling. If the door opened tomorrow, would you dare to step inside?